to understand how a 3-year-old child could end up wandering miles through dangerous mountain terrain, we need to go back to his family situation. Jared's father, Atadero, was a single parent raising 2 small children, Jared, 3, and his sister Josina, 6. At the time, Alan was involved with a local religious group called the Christian Singles Network. In October, several members of this group were staying at a lodge that Alan Kodesh owned with his brother. On the morning of the incident, the group asked to take the 2 children to .C, a nearby fish hatchery. Alan hesitated, but they insisted it would be a short outing and they'd return quickly. He finally agreed. Within hours, that decision turned into tragedy. Instead of visiting the hatchery and returning, the adults changed the plan. On their own, taking the children on a 15-mile, 24-kilometers hike along the Big South Trail, one of the more difficult and remote trails in the Colorado Mountains. Even worse, no one was specifically watching the children. Every adult assumed someone else was supervising. October 2nd, 1999, 2 men were fishing along the Big South Trail in the Arapahoe and Roosevelt National Forests of Colorado when they unexpectedly saw a small boy standing alone by the creek. They quickly realized he was very young, only around 3 years old. As they were about to talk to him, they noticed a group of hikers about 25 to 30 meters ahead. Assuming the child belonged to that group, they thought nothing of it. When the boy ran toward them, none of them knew that this would be the last time anyone ever saw Jared Atadero alive. This was the first deadly mistake. At around 11:30 a.m., Jared ran ahead of the group and met the 2 fishermen. He chatted with them briefly and then continued running toward another group of hikers farther up the trail. 2 extremely troubling details emerged. 1. No one knows whether the group ahead was even part of the Christian Singles Network. There were multiple groups on the trail that day. 2. No member of Jared's group claimed to have seen him after that moment. In other words, the child may have run past every adult on the trail without anyone noticing. After that point, Jared disappeared completely. Only at 12:15 p.m., nearly an hour after he was last seen, did the adults begin to worry when they couldn't find the boy. They panicked and rushed back to the lodge to tell Alan. Upon hearing the news, Alan screamed, "They lost my son. They've lost my little boy." He jumped into his car and sped to the trailhead, hoping desperately that Jared was simply hiding nearby. Meanwhile, the lodge manager contacted forest rangers and a full-scale search began. Where Jared went missing was a place where rangers had rescued lost hikers hundreds of times. At first, they were confident. It's just a lost child. We'll find him by tonight. But things quickly spiraled out of control. The search effort included 200 professional search and rescue members, multiple canine units, expert trackers, a diving team, a plane, and a helicopter to scan the terrain. It became one of the largest search operations for a missing child in Colorado's history. Yet no trace of Jared appeared. At one point, a helicopter scanning the area suffered an engine failure and crashed from nearly 30 meters, injuring everyone aboard, a devastating blow to the search effort. By October 8th, after 5 straight days of searching, the operation was called off. Jared Atadero was now officially a missing child, under septic circumstances. The case drew so much attention that the governor of Colorado pushed for the adoption of the Amber Alert system, partly influenced by Jared's single, Disappearance. On June 4th, 2003, 2 hikers in the mountainous area above Jared's last known location found a child's shoe and pieces of clothing. They were familiar with the case and immediately contacted authorities. When search teams combed the area, they broadened the sweep and Dot eventually found a molar tooth and part of a skull scattered among rocks at an elevation about 150 meters above the trail. DM testing confirmed the remains belonged to Jared Dot. Even after finding remains, the mystery surrounding Jared's death remains unresolved. 3 major issues stand out. 1, the terrain was nearly impossible for a 3-year-old to Dot climb. The area was steep cliffs, jagged rocks, dense vegetation, slippery and dangerous. Even an experienced adult would struggle to climb it. So how could a 15 kahit 33 LB 3-year-old make it alone? This is one of the biggest red flags. To his clothes and shoes were in strangely good condition. Most notably, his shoes looked almost new. No bite marks, no tearing, barely any weather damage. Despite for harsh winters, his pants were found inside out. No. Wildlife expert believes a mountain lion or any large predator could remove a child's pants and turn them inside out. 3. No blood. No bite marks. No animal DNA, although a cougar attack was considered the most likely explanation. There, were no drag marks, no blood, no tooth punctures, no fur or animal DNA. Many experts believe the clothes were placed there on purpose, not left to decay naturally for 4 years. This is the official narrative. Bati disappeared within an hour of leaving the group. The location of the remains was extremely difficult to reach. The condition of the clothes didn't match natural decomposition. This theory is unconvincing. Theory 2. Attacked by a predator. If a mountain lion did it, then the clothes would be shredded, the shoes would be ripped, there would be drag marks and bite marks on the bones. Yet none of that existed. Only supporting detail was that Jared's sister and others heard a scream from far away. That scream could have been panic after he realized he was lost, or an attack. But the physical evidence doesn't match typical predator behavior. Theory 3. Abduction and staged evidence. This theory stands out because it explains the strange clues. Shoes in unusually good condition. Pants turned inside out. No animal traces. Clothes seemingly placed neatly on rocks. Some investigators suggest Jared may have been abducted by a stranger or even by someone from the hiking group, Tenkiled. And years later, the perpetrator returned and staged the Discovery site to mislead investigators. It sounds extreme, but it remains the only theory that accounts for all anomalies. So what really happened? To this day, no suspects, no confirmed cause of death, no evidence strong enough to prove any theory. Jared's father, Alan, has spent 25 years searching for answers. The disappearance of Jared remains one of the most mysterious missing child cases in Colorado history, leaving behind haunting questions. Who allowed a 3-year-old on a 24K mountain hike? How did his remains end up in a nearly unreachable location? Who turned his pants inside out? Why were his shoes almost untouched? Why were there no signs of animals or struggle? All of it remains shrouded in mystery. A painful truth is that the real answer may have disappeared with Jared.